Again, about media. Um, to be honest, we have been attacked by media so much that there's a diminishing return effect for more negative articles about Binance. Certain media, news outlets, they dedicated 2, 3, or 8 journalists to write negative articles about Binance, and they've written more than 20 negative articles about Binance over the last year. But guess what? If you write 20 negative articles about Binance a year, the 21st piece is not going to have that much impact. The other thing about negative articles is you cannot thought about somebody without mentioning the name. So if you're going to write a negative article about somebody, and you have to mention their name, which actually helps awareness. So whenever people talk about crypto, they hear about Binance, and then they social media. We have so many users who like yourselves, and that support us. So people are not dumb. So they're really just giving us more coverage, which actually is not bad for us. So I actually think I told our team like we can change strategies now. I think we've been flooded enough, we've been stress tested enough, and guess what? We survived. We're fine. The more they do that, the negative impact is diminishing at an exponential rate, and they just keep spreading our name, which is fine.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. It seems as though Binance CEO CZ believes that Sam Bankman-Fried is solely responsible for the fear, uncertainty, and doubt surrounding FTX and the crypto market. CZ took to Twitter recently to share his perspective on the reasons why. According to CZ's thread, Binance's FUD is primarily caused by external factors, not by the exchange itself. One of the reasons mentioned by the Binance CEO was that part of the crypto community does not like centralization, regardless if a centralized exchange helps with crypto adoption at a faster rate. CZ also pointed out that Binance has been seen as competition by many industry players, with increasingly lobbying against the exchange and loaning sums of money to small media that's worth many times the media outlet's market value. This includes buying their CEOs' houses, referring to the block CEO's Mike McCaffrey, who secretly financed the crypto news platform with loans from Alameda Research. McCaffrey stepped down as the CEO on December 9th after disclosing 2 loans totaling $27 million from the FTX hedge fund. According to reports, SBF also loaned McCaffrey $16 million to purchase property in the Bahamas, where FTX headquarters were located. It's now been revealed that the block's new CEO, Bobby Moran, says that the loans came instead from Alameda Research and were not used to influence coverage of Sam Bankman-Fried, but if that's the case, why was the money hidden from the public record until now? It seems that the media outlet was being used to garner further credibility for SBF on an as-needed basis. In CZ's tweets, he notes that politicians working to protect traditional financial institutions from crypto disruption were also spreading fear and uncertainty. CZ repeatedly cited media outlets' coverage as the cause of FUD, accusing some of being paid to produce it, and citing jealousy as the underlying reason. We know now that Bankman-Fried has paid connections across the board, especially in government regulation, where it was needed the most. One of the frontmen and face of FTX and the SBF saga after the collapse was Kevin O'Leary, who also acknowledged the jealousy that existed with Sam Bankman-Fried towards other crypto exchanges. Although O'Leary spoke harshly against Binance, CZ refuted the claims made by O'Leary immediately and pushed back against their validity. CZ started off his tweets by asking people why they have fear and uncertainty with respect to Binance. Some in our industry hate centralization. Regardless if a centralized exchange helps with crypto adoption at a faster rate, they just hate centralized exchanges. Everyone is allowed to hold their views and voice their opinions, nothing wrong with that. Some lose money on trading or experience other issues, may blame and attack us. A user who can't access Binance for a while because his router had issues may be hard to diagnose or prove, even though no one else had problems during that time, and our system monitoring shows no queues, no overload on traffic, and no spike in CS cases. CZ then goes on to talk about the industry players that view Binance as competition, obviously including SBF, and the lengths he went through to try to take Binance down. Some industry players view Binance as competition. We have seen some go to extraordinary lengths to lobby against us, or loaning sums of money to small media that's worth many times the media outlet's market value, including buying their CEOs' houses, referring to Mike McCaffrey. He says some media gets paid to FUD us, some are entirely owned by a competitor, some may wrongly think that we cut off their funding sources. We didn't, they failed on their own, and blame us, regardless of how illegitimate their funding sources may have been. CZ does mention skepticism and adoption as just a few of the driving factors in the uncertainty people have. Crypto has not reached mass adoption yet, probably less than 5% globally. Many people are still skeptical about crypto. Some media have readerships that are more traditional and will tend to align with their views. Nothing wrong with that. The same goes for politicians, policymakers, etc. Not all of them are cutting-edge progressive. Being conservative is not wrong. I have met leaders who want to protect their banks instead of disrupting them with crypto. I personally hold the opposite view, of course. I think the best way to protect banks from disruption is to let them adopt blockchain technologies as early as possible. Again, I could be wrong here. And then there are generalizations. If one centralized exchange is bad, then all other centralized exchanges must be bad too. There may be a tiny number of people who are jealous or just plain racist against Chinese-looking Canadians. Writing about Binance gets you more clicks. If you write about a small exchange, you get less clicks. Size has pros and cons. Most of the above have no absolute right or wrongs. It's just how our world is. We only need to recognize and understand it. We are not perfect. We welcome feedback, but ignore the FUD. On Tuesday, CZ posted an article on their website discussing the crypto ecosystem in 2022. He references the collapses of FTX, Celsius, and Voyager, with an emphasis on FTX and the FUD that's been driven towards Binance. He says that on the surface, it may seem that for our ecosystem, 2022 has been mainly defined by crises and failure. Crypto prices backslide from the previous year's all-time highs, a chain of major players' implosions that shook users and regulators' confidence in the industry, intensifying scrutiny of the cryptocurrency space by policymakers, media, and the public. Looking forward, he says, no matter what 2023 brings, we are prepared. Binance has a stellar team of diverse and mission-driven professionals, an expert management suite, and healthy reserves. At the core, we run a simple business model that is robust in the face of external shocks. Above all, we are driven by a long-term vision and a set of fundamental values, which helps us focus on building despite any potential fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We will stay focused on building tools that people use, continue expanding our team, and invest in strong projects next year. CZ goes on to talk about bad actors in the industry, obviously referring to Sam Bankman-Fried and the collapsed crypto empire FTX. The industry, in my view, will be managing the fallout from the FTX implosion for a prolonged period of time. Much work lies ahead to show that the blockchain space is not defined by high-profile bad actors. In terms of market health, every bear market is better than the last, and I expect the industry to recover relatively quickly. We're still seeing the secondary cascading effects on the market, but crypto prices have been incredibly resilient. Regardless of whether recovery will happen in a month or a year, we will definitely come out on the other side as an exponentially stronger industry. CZ remains optimistic about developments, adoption, and regulatory frameworks seen this year. As brands are entering into the crypto space, he sees demand rising in 2023 as the crypto market, stock markets, and global economy recovers. What do you think about Binance CEO CZ's assessment of 2022 and his prediction for 2023? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.